Hey guys, I wanted to do a video today about Rumble On. It's a motorcycle selling app, but they're also on Facebook. They have a page and they have a website, and you can go there and just give them your bike information, and they will give you a cash offer. And they say 15 minutes. Okay. Um, I just wanted to say Rumble On is a complete ripoff and scam. And if you've sold your bike to them, I'm going to guess chances are you've been ripped off. And I mean by a lot. So, I'm here at my computer, and I thought that I would talk about what the kind of values that your bike might have, what offers they are going to give you for it. Now, just for shits and giggles, I sent them my '08 Electric Glide. You've seen me talk about it. You know that I just took it on a trip to Texas and back, so you know that it's in good running order. I've got the pictures to show it. And I sent it to them today, and I sent them pictures of it. And again, this is an '08 Harley Electric Glide Ultra Classic with 82,000 miles. It's kind of high miles, but I've seen a lot of bikes just like it. I mean, just like it. Same color, same type of miles, everything in my area, listed at dealerships for anywhere from $9,000 to $10,000. And since I only paid $6,000 for mine, I was just kind of curious. I wonder if I could even make some money on this thing. And so I've gone to KBB before, and I'm about to look at NADA here in a minute. And I'm just going to kind of go through what they offer versus what Rumble On offers. And I can guarantee you, you're not going to want to use Rumble On anymore after you see this. I'm just looking for my... I'm just looking for my bike here on NADA. And I went to NADA specifically because I know that the dealer about 40 miles away from me specifically pulls out an NADA guidebook every time I trade anything with him. So I know for a fact that whatever this tells me is pretty much what I'll be able to get on a trade with that guy. So, wow. It says I'm looking at a 2019. That's not right. Let's see, 2008. Motorcycles. Oop. Touring. Electric Glide Classic. Ultra Classic. Okay. Let's see, listing all the options it has. Full fairing, oil cooler. I'm not sure that it has an oil cooler. Maybe it does, and I just don't know it. I kind of think it does, but I'm not sure. I'm going to leave that one blank for right now. But it does have cruise control and CB and radio and all that. Okay. Now, it didn't ask for mileage. Okay, it didn't ask for mileage, but the low retail would be $7,700. Average retail would be $10,000. So this kind of confirms what I'm seeing at different dealerships. If I wanted to buy this motorcycle, I'd be looking to spend probably anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000. That's not trading it. That's me if I wanted to go buy it. You'd have to make, it would be less than that if I was going to trade it. All right. I guess they don't do trade value on NADA. They just look at what it's worth. And then and you'll just have to trust me because I'm putting VINs and stuff in here, and I don't want y'all seeing that. So, but in here on the KBB website, it is showing the bike to be trade-in value of $8,120. So you can see here that the retail price is anywhere from 8 to 10. I'm going to guess my trade-in would be anywhere from 6 to 8 on my bike. With it being high miles, 6 would be fine for a trade-in. So I sent my bike to Rumble On. Their response to me was $2,500. $2,500. And if you don't think that's a ripoff, you need to go back to school and look at motorcycle prices, because $2,500 is ridiculous. Now, I've seen other people defend Rumble On and say, well, they've got to make some money. Well, of course they do. That's why there's a trade-in value and a retail value. And their offer to me was about 30% of the trade-in value. Not the retail, but the trade-in. And people keep forgetting that. People say, oh, KBB, you can't go back. KBB's a joke. Well, KBB is a joke when it's convenient to a dealer. When I'm buying anything from a dealer, they'll bring up KBB like it's fine. If I bring up KBB when I'm trading something in, they laugh at me. But KBB is reliable when it's convenient to whoever. But like I said, I do know that the dealership up the road from me will take NADA. And they just pull the book out and say, here's what it is. And they're kind of a no haggle that way. So, yeah. So there you go. I mean, that's a ridiculously low offer for my bike. I was thinking even if they came back with like $4,500, that would be, that would be kind of fair to everybody. That's enough. That's cheap enough to them that they could probably still make, $2,000, $3,000, maybe even $4,000 on it, which is a lot more than a dealership's going to make on a bike. And I would probably still get pretty much what I owe out of it, which would be fine. But yeah, $2,500, that's a joke. That's a joke, and it's an insult. And I was on their Facebook page, and I saw this one guy had a Honda Shadow, and it's running, Honda Shadow, and they offered him $300 for it. $300. Now, I don't care if the bike looked like shit. I don't care what was going on with that bike. If it's a running bike, it's worth a lot more than $300. And he posted a picture of it, and it looked fine to me. Of course, it's there. You never know. Might have been an old photo or something. But still, $300 for a Shadow of any kind almost is a complete joke and an insult. Rumble On is a complete ripoff and a scam. If you've sold your bike to them, you got ripped off. I'm sorry, but you did. And I know that because the Harley is not the only bike I've tried to do this with them with. I gave them my DRZ 400 as just to see what they'd say. Same thing with a Harley. They said they'll give you a cash offer in 15 minutes, so why not take the 15 minutes and see what you could get out of it. So my DRZ 400 was a 2015 model. Had it was flawless condition because I didn't use it the way that I thought I would. I thought I was going to be off-roading with it all the time, and I never really was. I'd had it for about a year or two. No, I didn't even have it 2 years. I had it for like a year. Used it for street use only. It had 1,500 miles on it. Brand new, flawless bike with nothing wrong with it. Their offer to me was $3,000. That's a joke. But honestly, I think the Harley is a even bigger insult because, my God. Like I said, okay, so let's just do this. Let's go to Cycle Trader, because Rumble On always says, well, we base this on local market prices. Okay, let's look at market prices. Let's look for Electric Glide in my zip code. We'll do a 150 mile radius. Let's go by year. Let's go by year. Okay, minimum year. Let's just do 08 only, and just see if there's any 08s out there, and we'll just see what the price is on. Okay, '08 Electra Glide. All right, so here we go. I searched just nationwide, Harley-Davidson Electra Glide Ultra Classic '08 model, and I did the mileage from 75 to 100,000 because that's where mine falls. So right off the bat here in Paris, Texas, we have one listed for $9,000 with 86,000 miles. So that's more than my bike has. Here's one, 77,000 miles. That's in Tulsa. That's $7,000. Here's that's the same one. Here's one just like mine with 82,000 miles. That is almost exactly what I have. That's in New Berlin, Wisconsin for 7,800. $77,000. They're wanting, or I'm sorry, 77,000 miles, $9,000. 84,000 miles for $11,000 in Sandusky. 84,000 miles is still 10,600. So this is every bike pretty much in America that is exactly like mine, and the cheapest one is just I mean, you may as well call it 7,000. It's still $7,000 even for the cheapest one. So that's retail. Take a few thousand from that, and you're going to have your, which should be a trade value. So from this 7, you could argue that pretty much like I said earlier, 4,500 to 5,000 would be a good trade-in value. But what they gave me was 2,500. So 6,995 minus 2,500 was their offer. Sorry. So yeah, they'd still be doing $4,500 higher than what they gave me, and that was on this one, which is the absolute cheapest one. All these others are quite a bit higher. Like I said, this one right here is essentially $11,000. So their offer to me of $2,500 is really quite ridiculous, because the market price on this, like I said, is anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000 for a bike just like mine, and their offer was $2,500. Thinking of even doing a follow-up on this and taking the bike to a dealership and just seeing what they'll say or what they'll give me for it, just to compare it to Rumble On. Because honestly, if you've got a dealership near you that will buy the bike, some of them will do that. If they'll just buy the bike from you, you're probably better off doing that than you are giving it to Rumble On. They're insanely low on their offers. And that's even taking into account the fact that you're looking at trade values and not retail values. It's a complete ripoff. Don't use Rumble On. And I tell you what, tell you another thing. Chase on Two Wheels did a video where he used Rumble On, and I think he gave them a real positive review. And I have to assume they paid for that. They had to have paid for that. That goes on a lot in the YouTube community. It goes on a lot everywhere. I was an old marketing major in college. That kind of stuff happens a lot, and it's called a advertorial or just, I don't know, just paid sponsorship. And sometimes you know about it and sometimes you don't. But I have to assume they paid for that, because I can't imagine they gave him an offer on his Daytona that was anywhere near reasonable. I haven't seen all of the video. I started to watch it a while ago and I turned it off to make this video. But I don't know if he shows the offer they gave him for his Daytona. But I'm kind of guessing maybe they didn't, or he didn't. And even if he did show it, I did hear him say, oh, well, they got to make money. Yeah, they got to make money, but my God, you can go to a dealership and get more. And they're making money doing that. So may as well do that. Why cheat yourself out of money? Actually, I guess I'm not done yet. I went and watched the rest. Well, no, not the rest. This is like a 22-minute video. This is a long video. But I did go and watch a lot more of Chase on Two Wheels Rumble On video. They did show his offer. It was $8,200 for his Daytona. And I guess he was fine with that. But if you go down here and look through a lot of the comments, there's people saying that on his Instagram account it was listed as a paid partnership with Rumble On. So It looks like I was possibly correct about this being some payola. And to talk about that for just a second, it doesn't have to be a paid sponsorship, like an official paid sponsorship, because somebody was like, well, if it was a paid sponsorship, he would have to disclose that. There's ways around that. All the time, if you look on Jalopnik is a good example. Almost every car review that they write on Jalopnik, there's always a line at the beginning that says something like full disclosure. GM offered to fly me out to Malibu and put me up in a hotel for 2 weeks to test drive the new Corvette. They bought me 3 meals a day or so. They always kind of listen, and they kind of make a joke out of it. They kind of make this funny little line talking about all the things that GM actually paid for them to have while testing that new vet. That's not a paid sponsorship, but GM is still, putting them up in a hotel, giving them nice food, treating them real nice in hopes that they will in turn kind of give them a nice review for their car. And that doesn't really have a name, and that's something that happens all the time. And that could be what we're looking at here. It could be an instance of maybe it's not an official paid sponsorship, so he doesn't have to really disclose it in the video. But at the same time, maybe Rumble On, I don't know, called him up and was just extremely nice to him and was, just very, very forthcoming and on the up and up to make him think that they're just this extremely, well-grounded business, and maybe even, offered to help him in other ways that wouldn't count as payola or wouldn't count as a paid sponsorship. There's all kinds of funny little ways around that. Might be what we're looking at. But, like I said, someone does say here that on the on his Instagram account, it is listed as paid partnership, which also might not be that they paid for this video, but maybe they sponsored his channel, which would mean this video is possibly not an actual paid sponsorship, but they are sponsoring his channel. See, there's all kinds of weird things they can do to get around having to disclose that kind of stuff and still being perfectly legal. And then further down, there's people who found his bike on Rumble On, his Daytona, and it was listed for $10,998 with just a hair under $11,000. They gave him $8,200. So they made $2,700 on his bike. Well, we don't know if they made $2,700, but they've got it listed for $2,700 more than they gave it to him. So that's pretty good information to know also. But I guarantee you, like with my bike, offering me $2,500, if they were to give the same kind of a profit margin to me as they did to him, you'd be looking at about a $5,000 bike. I don't think so. Do you think Rumble On's going to sell my bike for $5,000? Hell no. They're going to list it for like $885, and they might go down and take $75 for it. But damn good and well, they're not going to list it for $5,000. They're going to make a lot more than that. If I gave them the bike for $2,500, they'd make a lot more than that on it. So, yeah, that's interesting. You got a little marketing lesson from me there, and also more info on what Chasing on Two Wheels did in this video. And I'm not really calling him out, I kind of am. But, but at the same time, like I said, there's lots of ways around these kinds of things. And it's, I'm not saying he's doing anything shady, but I am suggesting that he's possibly influenced by some sponsorships of some kind. So I still say Rumble On is a complete waste of time and money. You'd be better off if you've got a dealership local that will actually just buy a bike from you. Just do that. You'll probably get more money in the long run on it. The dealership will be happy, and you'll have a relationship with the local dealership. Video today is brought to you by Whataburger Spicy Ketchup. If you haven't had this yet, this right here is where it's at. You go to the store, you buy you some of that right now. I'm going to talk about great on fish. There's no paid sponsorship on that. We'll see y'all later. Bye.